So this video is going to show what I want you guys to do on this little slideshow I want you guys to make. So this is going to be the very beginning of our chapter 5. This is 5-1. It's called Functions of America, and we're being introduced to a new type of graph. So here it says, congratulations, you have just been hired to make a national corporation called Functions of America. Recently, your company has had some growing pains, and your new boss has turned to your team for help. See her memo below. So the reference here is that this is going to be for a new product line. So I have heard that while lines and exponential curves are very popular, especially in integrated one, because that's our main focus, there is a new craze in Europe to have U-shaped designs. I recently visited Paris and Milan and discovered that we are behind the times. Please investigate this new function, which is called a quadratic function. The equation for a quadratic function can be written in the form y = ax squared plus bx plus c. And the U-shaped graph, which is what you're going to get with this, is called a parabola. I'd like a full report at the end of the day with any information your team can give me about parabolas. Spare no detail. I'd like to know everything you can tell me about the features of these graphs. I'd also like to know about any special points on a parabola or any patterns that exist in its table. Remember, the company is only as good as its employees. Your research is essential for the success of this product line. Sincerely, Ms. Function, CEO. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting in different quadratic functions that they're going to give us. There's going to be one on each slide into Desmos to see what the graph looks like. And I also want us to make a table on Desmos. And I'll show you how to do that. And then we're going to take a screenshot of the table and the graph, and we're going to be putting it on a slide and then answering the questions. Does the graph open up or down? What's the vertex? What's the x-intercepts? What's the y-intercept? Line of symmetry, which should be an equation, domain, and range. Now, vertex might be a new phrase for us, besides like a vertex on a triangle. But a vertex in a parabola is going to be either the lowest point if it opens up or the highest point if it opens down. So in this first example, you'll see what I'm talking about. So the very first one we're going to do is y = x squared minus 2x minus 8. Okay, so I'm going to put this into Desmos and kind of show you guys what I want you guys to do on this one, and then you're going to continue to do it on the rest. So here I am on Desmos. The first thing I'm going to kind of do on this is I'm actually going to come over here to the wrench, and I'm going to put it on projector mode, and I'd like for you guys to do that too. It's going to darken this in a little for us so that when we do our image, it's going to be kind of a nicer image for us. And then I want us to go from -10 to 10 on our x, which it is -10 to 10 by ones, okay? And then we're going to go on our y-axis from -10 to 10 by ones, okay? Now, I'm going to get rid of these mini lines here, okay, the little minor grid lines, so I'm clicking that. And then you can kind of see how these are kind of more rectangular, which kind of distorts your graph. So, and that happens on a graphing calculator because it's trying to fit the screen, and the screen it's going to go from -10 to 10 this way and this way. But I want to do square units so it keeps everything proportional and not distort it. So I'm going to hit zoom square right here. Okay. And actually here, let me put those grid lines back in. I'm going to put those minor grid lines in. Okay, and so that's that. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put in my equation. Okay. I'm going to call it, this is A, I'll just call it A of X equals, and I'm going to put X squared, and I can do X squared X and then the shift and the 6 if you want, and then put the 2 and then arrow out, -2x minus 8. Also, down here, if you hit the keyboard on the screen, here is a square if you want to do it that way. So here I've got this graph. Now what I'd like to do is I'd also like to have a table that goes with this. A couple ways to do it. What I'm going to have us do is click down to the next line, come up here to the plus sign and get a table. And what I want is, it gives an X1, Y1 because it's saying it's the first, it's the X is for your first table and your Y is for your first table. I want it to do where I'm not making up the values. I want it to compute it. So I want to do this particular equation. So I'm going to come and just change this to an X and change this to A of X. And then I'm going to make a table. And let's say I go from -4 to +4. And you can see it's kind of filling in the points. So you see these points, and you see how these are pairs. You have pairs, you have pair. This one doesn't have a pair. This is actually your vertex. It's the only one that's not going to have a pair. It's not symmetric there. Okay. And you'll notice I don't have one here. So I think I'm going to add maybe another value. Okay. And then I'm going to go one more just so that we can see the pattern of the numbers here. Okay. So kind of look at your Y values and kind of notice the symmetry in those numbers. Then we want to identify your x-intercept, your y-intercept, and your vertex. So here on my x-axis, if I click on these points, it actually gives me the coordinates. Okay, and here this is -8, 0, -8, and then this one is your vertex. Okay, and then I'm going to want to take an image of this, and I'm going to just kind of I'm going to shrink this window, okay, just so that it's not so stretched out when I try to do my picture, okay, and I'm going to take my image, okay, so here I go. I've got my graph. You want to make sure you get your whole entire graph in here, okay, and let me just make sure I do have, yeah, I do have projector mode on, okay. And then I want to take an image of this. Now I just lost my x-intercepts and my y-intercept and my vertex. I'm just going to click on them again so I can have them in my screenshot. And so then you can screenshot with your Chromebook. If you need help with that, I'll show us how to do that here in a second. Mine's going to be a little different. I'm going to use a snipping tool. But it's the same idea. And so I'm going to make sure I'm getting my table and this. There's a way for it to take a picture of the graph. I'll show you guys that. But I also wanted the table in here. If you want, you can maybe do separate. That's a possibility. I'll show you how to do that. But this is if you want to just get it kind of in one swoop. So now I'm going to be putting that back on here. So let me come back to this. Let me just get it back so we can see it. I'm going to insert it, okay, and there you go. And then now I can answer these questions. So they're asking, does this open up or down? It opens up, so I'm going to come over here, and maybe I'll change the color so we can tell what we're doing. So here, I'll change it to pink. So this opens up. And then my vertex, that was the one down here. So my vertex was 1, -9. Oops. I'm gonna have to pick it every time. So you don't necessarily have to do this. I'm just trying to get it to pop off the page a little better. 1, -9. X-intercepts I have at -2, 0 and 4, 0. Okay, so I'm going to do -2, 0, and 4, comma 0. Just forgot my 0. And then my y-intercept is down here at 0, negative 8. So 0, negative 8. And then line of symmetry. The line of symmetry is where if you were to fold the graph in half, it would be on top of itself. So that's going to be going through the center, the middle part of your graph. It is going to be, in this case, going through the vertex at x equal 1. X equal 1. And then the domain. So the domain are your x's. And in this case, x's are going this direction. Okay, how far to the left, how far to the right are we going in this graph? And so in this case, this goes forever and ever in both directions because I can keep on going out further if I wanted to. I didn't have enough graph for that. So this is going to be parenthesis, negative infinity, negative infinity. I don't think I can get a math symbol here. Let's see, insert. Don't see any math text here. Okay, so I'm just going to go negative infinity to positive infinity. A open bracket, okay? And then my range is my y's. So how low and how high does the graph go? So the lowest the graph goes is down here at the vertex, which is going to be down at 1, negative 9. So it goes as low as negative 9 and then it goes up forever. So what that means is this is going to be square bracket, negative 9 to infinity, open bracket, okay? And so let me just change the view of this so we can see it a little better, okay? So you can see here is my table. Here you can see my graph and the points. And here you can see all my answers to the questions. So let me just show you something else that we can do here. Let me just hit exit, get back to this. If you want to draw in your line of symmetry, okay, your line of symmetry is going to be, again, x equal 1. So I can come here and type in x equal 1. And I can change the color of this if I want. Let's say I change it to that. And I can even have it kind of be dashed or so that we can kind of see it. Okay. And so this is my line of symmetry. So you can add that in before you take your picture if you want. And then you can, again, just click the points and there you go. Now, if you want to just get the graph and you're going to do the table separate as an image, if you come up here to this share graph, you have a couple options. You can print it, you can embed it, you can share a link to this page, but we want to, I don't want to have to be clicking on the link, I want to see it. You can export image, okay, and you can change how thick or thin it is. The only bad thing with that is you can't necessarily change the way it's scaling. It's nice to kind of see everything, and it also isn't giving me all those points that I had, but that is an option for us too. But again, then you'd have to come and clip out the table. Okay, so you are going to be doing this for the rest of these problems. Let me share again, hold on. Okay, so you're going to be putting these in. And now kind of the nice thing that since I've already have it set up is when I am going to do that, and I come here to do like the next one, which is negative x squared plus 4. Keep this here and just keep it as a of x. That's fine. I don't care which letter it was on the thing. And then you can just come here and type in negative x squared plus 4, and then it's going to adjust the table for you. Now, in this case, you can see I'm going to have to change my line of symmetry because that's not right. So I can come here and adjust that. Now that I did this, I actually can even just move it if I want, okay, to where I need it, or not. That if I just type it in, that's fine. And then I can just click on those points. And again, when you're doing this, if you want to kind of get it so that the picture is a little bit more condensed, again, if you just kind of shrink the window a little bit and then do it, that will kind of give you a good image. So good luck on it. That's what you guys are going to be working on. And then you're going to submit that to me. Thank you.